First of all, a very good afternoon, a warm welcome to Principal Ma'am, all the in charges, HODs, and my dear teachers. Today, we Computer Science Department are here to present our presentation on the book review that we have reviewed in the summer break, and the book is just a second, ma'am. Actually, there is. First of all, I would also like to request you to bear with us so that if there is some technical glitch, please bear with us. So, book review is presented by the computer department, and the name of the teachers are me itself, Vivikta Singh, Miss Asima Chakrabarti, Deepika Sharma ma'am, Arunima Raghav, and Deepika Malik ma'am. So in this book, what we are going to cover, or we can say the highlights of the book are, first of all, we will talk something about the book, then we will cover about the author, then what is the target audience that the author has considered while writing the book. Next is book summary, a brief summary about the book, what is there in the book. Then obviously we know that some each and everything, if there is pros cons, both are there, so we will talk about a little bit about low lights of the book. Then is what is our opinion about the book, and then the rating given by the computer science department about the book. Next slide. Now, first of all, about the book is as you can see, this is the cover of the book, and the name of the book is Python 3 for Absolute Beginners. As its name indicates, or it tells, it is for the beginners. The name of the author is Tim Hall and JP Stacy. The book is published by, the publisher's name of the book is Espress Media LLC, and the parent publisher is Springer's Natures. It is a foreign author's book, and the price of the book is 36.91 euro. Number of chapter which are there in the book is, total number of chapters are 12, and total number of pages in this book is 314, that is 314 number of pages, which covers all the 12 chapters. Next, there is some highlights about, or some points about the author. So the first author is Tim Hall, who is currently provides frontline support for 64 studios. He has also written new by tutorial for Linux users and Developer Magazine. Tim uses Python as his main programming language, primarily as a mean for creating and because it is easy to read and fun to learn. Python is a very fun loving language, and it is very to use, which motivate the author to write the book. The another author who contribute in this book is JP Stacy. He has been a senior developer at Torchboard Limited since 2005, building and maintaining Python, Django, and Drupal applications, or we can say web-based application part is done by JP Stacy, the second author of the book. Next, who is the target audience that the author has considered while writing the books? First one is beginner with some hands-on technical knowledge, means the students, or you can say teachers, or a layman person who is having just a technical command on the computers or on the languages. Second is the students, obviously the student of you can say from class 5th onward can learn Python in a easy manner by following this book. Next is the software developer as beginners, means just the software developer who has just started their developing the softwares can follow the book to develop a good software. Next is small summary about the book. Python is becoming very popular language nowadays among the students, among the software developers, as well as the scientists. Why it has become a popular language? Because Python is very easy to learn, because it is just like the English like language. All the syntax are like English like language. There is no barrier of syntax learning. So whatever the command you have to give, it's just like simple English language, which motivate or the easiness motivate the person Guido van Rossum from Netherlands to develop this language. While developing the language, he developed this language on during the late 90s, but he finally released the book or the Python language on February 1991. So when he developed the book, then there the thought come in his mind, what should be the name of the book. He want to give a different name, because C++, Java, these are already names in the market, but he want to give some different name. So he was very fond of a BBC comedy series that is Monty Python's Flying Circus. So from there he took the name Python word and give this name to the language, that is the Python. Next is the one more feature of the Python is that is Python is a following both kind of approaches, procedural approach as well as the object oriented approach. Procedural approach means whenever we are solving the problem, more and more emphasis given on how the problem is sorting out, how we can solve the problem. But in case of when we talk about the object oriented approach, the more and more emphasis is given on the real world object while solving the problems. Next is it is free on internet and it is open source. You can easily download the language on your system or your mobile, or you can execute the code, or secondly you can execute the code online as well. Next is Python is based on influenced with the two programming language. The base of these two programming language is ABC language and Modula 3 language. If I talk about this book, in case of Python, there are different version of Python is available, like 1.x, 2.x, and 3.x. Author has chosen the version 3.0. Why? Because this is the base of all the advanced versions of 3.x. That is why he has chosen the version 3.0. Please forward the slide, ma'am. Now I would like to call Arunima ma'am to tell us about the 10 reasons why a person or a student or a layman should learn uh, Python language. Over to you, Arunima ma'am.
Thank you, Vivekta ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Before I introduce with you with the technicalities of the language, we are here to discuss that is Python. It is important to understand why to learn this particular language. Throughout the book, the author expressed his best skills to clarify and explain the various terminologies which we have encountered that during the process of learning. That is called the art of programming. We can learn best and most when we are having fun. So learning Python is nothing but having fun. It will be better to say that Python is like a piece of cake. That is, it's easy to learn and comprehend. Now, second one, unlike it being so easy, it is also very powerful computer language. For example, in most of the virtual platform, we are using Python language. So it is powerful language. Right from using it in school, we also find its use in big form. We usually prefer language which is easily available and can be used on every major platform. Python is one of them. Let me explain you by giving an example, one of the daily use applications, that is WhatsApp. That can be accessed either on smartphone, working on Android, any iPhone, Windows, etc. So Python can be accessed on any platform, or it is an open source language. The last but not the least, it can be interlinked with other languages, also increases its usage, resulting in a hybrid code. For example, the interconnection between Facebook account and Insta account, you can share any story or your picture by means of a single click. So it is mixed with other language. Next slide. Deepika ma'am. Now, the slide depicts the wider usage of Python. Its usage ranges from simplest applications like Instagram and Google to the most complicated and international space organizations such as NASA. Now, these are the software. Some of them are free or paid, or an open source, which can be used as a Python integrated environment for Windows. By using this, we can develop our desired program using Python language. Now, the last one, Deepika ma'am, please forward. Yeah. Now, the features which make Python so popular. As we have discussed, it's easy to use, object-oriented language, it's expressive language. Third one is interpretative language. Its completeness means you need not to go anywhere. Everything is in this. So with a single click, you can create any of your desired program. It's a cross-platform language and free and open source. Now, variety of uses and applications we have already discussed. We can develop many softwares that we want to develop. Now, I hereby invite our next teacher, Asima ma'am, to carry forward the presentation.
Thank you, Arunima ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, principal ma'am. Okay, as my co-teachers have already explained what is Python and why we are using, we know that Python is quite a old language. It's even older than Java also. But still, why this? Can you see from this graph, the sudden increase from 17 to 19, Python has become the topmost used language. Of course, due to its usability, it's ready to use and easier understanding, which Arunima ma'am has explained very nicely, right? So that's why the use of Python has become very prominent these days. So the book also helps us learning in how we can do it. I'll try to cover a few things which is covered in this book nicely for the beginners. First thing, when we are going to learn any language, we need to know how to install, what to install, where to do. In that case, the book has given us proper instructions in how you can install it. We can, by default, if someone is new, a student, he can go to www.python.org and just, download the Python idle and start using it. Next option he can use, if once he is a bit acquainted with the language, he can go to the website. He can download Anaconda, which is the IDE. Again, what is IDE? That is integrated development environment that makes the life of every software engineer much more easier, with all added on servers and everything you can do together. Then you can also download PyCharm and Spider IDE and execute your programs. So basically it gives us information on how we can install and start using. Even if someone is very new, he doesn't know how to install, he can just go to online, and there is a site, programizer.com. There you can just write your code and you can execute it. So now once we know that how we can execute it, the first thing comes to our mind, what should we execute and how should we execute? Again, Python gives two modes, interactive mode and script mode. I'm not going to the details of interactive mode or what it is, but for a layman, it is like you are teaching a KG standard kid. If you want to know, make him learn what is apple, so you just show him a picture of apple and you ask him, what is it? He said it is apple. Then you make him write apple, A-P-P-L-E, right? Then you go and check line by line, word by word, letter by letter, whether he is writing it properly or not. Okay, that is my interactive mode. So whatever I'm writing, I'm checking in the next step. I'm asking the system whether I have written the code properly. But the same task, if you give a 10th standard student, you don't go and watch over what he is writing. You just give him the task, write a paragraph on certain topic. He submits together and you check it. Okay, this is your mistake. This is you have done, you could have done differently. So that is my script mode. It tells us, you execute the program, you write the program together, and it tells us at one go what are the errors. So these things are explained in detail in the book quite nicely. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, this is a live example of how the interactive mode works and the script mode works. And you can, as a layman, go switch on your phone, click on the site programizer.com, and you can start writing anything and everything. Even 2 plus 5 equals to 7. That also you can execute and see. I'd ask Deepika Sharma ma'am to continue next.
Thank you so much, Asima ma'am. Good afternoon, everyone. Deepika Malik ma'am, please change the slide. Okay. So the current slide is about what you can do with Python. So this is directly related. What are the applications that have been developed using Python? As Asima ma'am has shown us a graph showing that how the bar graph has been increased from 2017 to 19. It has become the most popular language. It is on the first rank now that Python is being used. So we have developed so many applications using Python. Next slide, please. Okay, so there is a list of some of the applications that are being developed. Let's have a quick review over this. My first application is web development, web and internet development. Ma'am, please change the slide. Okay. So using web and internet development, we have developed so many applications, and popular among them are your YouTube and Instagram. Not Python is actually the major part of these softwares. Python is nowadays a supportive language for these softwares. So the next option is desktop and GUI applications. For desktop and GUI application, our own students have developed some of the applications. Like you can see, a TikTok game is here. Last year, students of class 12 developed these games. A numerical calculator was there. It is a scientific calculator. Third is a COVID-19 tracker application. It is the latest application that has been developed by the programmers. A link has been provided at the bottom. You can click on this link and a web page will be opened. We can track the COVID-19 patients and some other information related to this scenario. And next slide. Next is our software. Ma'am, next please. Software development and education. This is just a simple example I have quoted here. This is not been developed by Python. I am just trying to show we can develop simply related to this kind of education software using Python. Even some have been developed using Python. So this is just a simple example, as we all are working on this today. So it is quite easy to understand what an education software is. Next slide. Games and 3D graphics. Many 3D games and graphics have been developed. Some of the examples are here. Tetris game has been developed, or a simple example I shown you in the starting, that was a TikTok game which was being developed by our students. Next. Networking and programming. So Python provides us two assess levels of network services. We are having connection oriented as well as connection less protocol. We can create a connection using a wire, or we can create a connection without using a wire. That is connectionless. Next, ma'am. Next is database access. Again, I am just taking the example of this Fliplan software, so it will be easy for you to understand what a database is. Suppose I am teaching class 8 and I am having a list of 25 students. So anytime I want to check for their assignments or their periodical test, I can just click on that class 8 and a database will be opened before me, the list of students. So this is my database. Or I can even download the Excel sheet for them. I have given the option. So that is also my database. Next, ma'am. Next slide. Deepika ma'am, next slide. Web and internet development. So here in web and internet development, we just want to tell you how we can install it. Okay, we can install it directly by going to the Python website, www.python.org, or I can use the Anaconda distribution or some IDEs. Next slide, ma'am. Okay, so I will request Deepika ma'am now to please conclude the session. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Deepika Sharma ma'am. Okay, so we really enjoyed the content given in the book, which helps to describe Python language in an easy manner. It is written in simple and plain language. So the use of simple and short sentences without any troubling words, it adds the simplicity to book. A writing style of book is so lucid that students can easily understand this. As my co-teachers already discussed about the content given in the book, Python 3.0, applications that we can use and create using Python language. As we all know, everything comes with both advantages and disadvantages. Have positive and negative side both. So this book and Python application also have few shortcomings. So that are slow speed, not memory efficient, weak in mobile computing. If we talk about other application that are created using the other languages like Java, C++, that are more easy on mobile, like your WhatsApp, Instagram, Facebook, they are very well connected with the mobile. But if we talk about the application that is on the Python based, right, that are weak in mobile computing. Runtime error. The last is runtime error. If we talk about other languages like C++, Java, they have they give us the typecast error. Typecast error means at the time of typing, right? If I'm trying to put string in integer, right, it will give me the error at the same time. But here in Python, it adopt that and give the error at the runtime, at the time of execution. So this is the loophole. So here our opinion about this book. This book is good for beginners, but not for the advanced learners. Basics are very well explained. Author can add more examples, more applications related to day-to-day life. He can add more interactive 3D images, more input and output images, right? The good thing about this book is at the end of every chapter, along with the summary, author added a jargon busting that is at the end of every chapter, and it is quite helpful in getting the quick recap of difficult or important terms that the author used in a particular chapter. As we have reviewed this book, so Computer Science Department recommended this book to beginners only, but not for the advanced learner. But yes, with few modifications, this book reached the level to a very good, if we talk about rating, this book reached the level to 4 with some modifications. Now CBSE has also include Python. He obsolete the languages like C, C++, Java from his course, because Python is a popular language these days. So he included Python as a compulsory mandatory topic in his course. Now I'll request Vivekta ma'am.
Thank you, Deepika ma'am, and thank you all the computer science teachers. As we know that you all have done a great job. As we know that when we are learning with fun, so at that time our productivity is best as well as our learning outcome is best. So in this language, the author has tried to give his best to make learning Python as a fun, so that the output of the beginners or of the student can be the best. He tries his best to demystify, clarify, explain the various bits of technical terminology which are encountered during the process of learning the art of programming. So with this, I can say Python, as you all are aware that the CBSE is changing the curriculum of class 11 and 12 continuously, even for 9 and 10, 9 and 10 also of computer science. And now earlier days, Python was as an option with C++. So most of the students are opting C++ rather Python. But from the last 2 years, CBSE has introduced Python as a mandate language. It has obsoleted C++ completely from the course. So now all the student has to learn Python. Why CBSE has introduced Python, I think you all are able to know about after this session, because it is becoming more and more popular language. In the meantime, it is very easy to learn. So from, as we can say, all the terms, basic terms are well explained in this book. So from as Deepika Malik ma'am has also concluded the session. So I would also like to thank Principal ma'am, all the members who are here to with us in this presentation. So if you have any query, please, and thank you so much.
Well done, computer science department. I think it is that the Python is the need of the hour. We must know it is a language. Like we say, English is the necessity. Knowing English is necessity. Similarly, digital learning is also necessity. Without virtual learning or digital platform, we cannot survive. So is the case with Python as a language, and that is why it's the language which is going to rule over the world very soon. And they say, and after English, another language which will rule the world will be Spanish. So we need to know that, and I think all teachers now know what is Python, and it is a very good and a very concrete presentation of the book. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Have a nice weekend, and in charges to stay back on the same platform to give me a feedback of the PTM today. I hope you have concluded. This is an immediate feedback that how many were called and how many have attended.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Have a nice weekend. Thank you.
Ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Happy weekends to all.
Very well presented. Computer department.
Good afternoon.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good afternoon, ma'am. Have a nice day, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.